one of the reasons that some women are not able to tap into their soft life
Mhm,
is this myth of the strong Black woman.
mhm.
The opposite of soft, right? Strong versus soft, where you don't ever really have permission to be tired, to ask for help, to slow down, to really just be a woman and human,
Yeah,
because we have been conditioned as Black women to constantly be working and doing. And
yeah.
so because we've always been told that we need to be working, we need to be doing, we need to be proving ourselves
Mhm,
in our work, and whether it's your work at home or even your work in the office, right? And your work at home even, you're not supposed to be, keeping up with the kids and keeping up with
mhm,
all of their things if you have children, keeping up with the house, making sure that that's clean, keeping up with family members and making sure they don't need anything, keeping up with what's going on in your community and your church and your neighbors and all of that kind of stuff.
this
And
is
so if you're not doing that, like if you're resting or you're sitting down
mhm.
or you're taking a nap, then you're being lazy. But the other side of that is you're just literally just running yourself into the grave.
You are because generationally, we have been taught to be in survival mode, and to be fair, not we've been taught it because it has been a learned behavior because of the environment that we are always in, especially as Black people, from systematic racism to racial tension to, being overlooked, overcast, belittled, the whole 9 yards. So we have been taught to survive, not thrive, but truly just survive. In that survival mode, sometimes it's hard to turn off. It's
Mhm.
just sometimes it's just so hard to turn that switch off because many of us come from a lineage that all they could do was survive. There was no ease. There was no priority that was set upon them. The priority was everything else and everyone else. Mothers and grandmothers, they worked and they endured and they pushed through. There was no real softness, no ease. They have no options, no luxuries, and their mindset was, I just don't have time to slow down because I am literally constantly in survival mode.
Mhm.
How do you get a soft life when you are on high alert 24?
Think the first step is to realize that that was them and that
Mhm.
generation,
That
and
was
that
it.
doesn't have to be you. That doesn't have to be your generation, and that doesn't have to be your life. They taught you that because that's what they knew, and that's what was needed by them at that time. But now we have gotten to a point where our parents wanted us to have more than what they had. They wanted us to
Mhm.
have better than what they had. And some of that could be more than just money, right? It could be more than just houses. It can be more than just nicer cars
Mhm.
and nice schools. It can actually be, I want you to be able to take a vacation. I want you to be able to rest. I want you to be able to sit down. I want you to not feel like you have to be going, going, going constantly and taking care of everything all the time, like I had to do because I didn't have a choice. I didn't have a choice of whether I could stop or I can sit down because that was all that I knew how to do. And if that's all they know, then they can't really teach you anything
They
different,
can't teach you different. That's right.
right? People basically just teach what they know. They don't teach what they don't know.